Hey everybody, it's Sandwich, and I'm back with my highlights for the last week of new Doom releases. It was a big week for community projects, but I also played some great single maps, so let's check them out. Speed Squared is a Pineapple Under the Sea speed mapping community project with 24 new levels. This is actually an expansion to the acclaimed standalone GZDoom game, The Adventures of Square, which is known for its funny, cartoony, and colorful art style, and it's known for being a really high-quality game for something that's free. And this adds another episode onto that, as you can simply load the square1.pk3 file from the original game as an iWAD in GZDoom, and then you just load the new Speed Square PK3s in the new download. While I haven't played the original Adventures of Square, I had so much fun with this that I need to now. While the art style didn't grab me at first, once you see it all animate so smoothly in the engine, including the way that enemies satisfyingly explode, it's gotten me hooked. And the real addition here, the new levels made by many veteran Pineapple Under the Sea mappers, they're fantastic. The new episode starts with a fun, colorful take on E1 M1 Hangar with some new, interesting areas, and it continues with fun themes like a dam, a cheeseburger factory in space, and a canyon made of custard. Besides making me hungry, the levels are also well designed with some great interlocking verticality, since you can jump and crouch. The great thing is that this can be enjoyed by people who like the original Adventures of Square, or for people like me who've never played that, as they stand alone as some fun levels. The Summer of Slaughter is a huge 40-map megawad for GZDoom by the Pineapple Under the Sea speed mapping group. This community project has just hit Release Candidate 1 status, and it is absolutely massive and beautiful. Of course, I couldn't play through a ton of such a massive release this week, but it's easy to see even just from the screenshots that this thing is worth checking out, especially if you're into Slaughter. Now, I thought this was an interesting take for a Slaughter project since it's actually targeting GZDoom first. So there's going to be a lot of nice visuals, and some maps even take full advantage of stuff like scripting, and let you know if jumping and crouching are enabled. However, there is a limited Boom compatible version which removes the UDMF required maps for those who prefer Boom or want to make demos. The maps have been ordered for good progression of length and difficulty, and I also thought some of the stipulations in the project were interesting and could avoid some of the pitfalls that may turn some people off Slaughter WADs. The rule set for mappers stated that maps use OTEX textures, be grandiose, that arenas not be too large, that RNG be limited, and that maps be completable under 40 minutes. So these rules were still flexible to some degree, but it does mean that, for the most part, some of the excesses of Slaughter that turn off some people might be avoided here. Of course, the PUSS projects always have a wealth of excellent mappers, so if you want a visually gorgeous exploration of Slaughter gameplay in GZDoom, you need to check this out. Silent Hill for GZDoom is a single map by Thisamathin. As the name might suggest, this is a GZDoom mod that pays tribute to the classic Silent Hill series on the PlayStation, with lots of ambience, sounds, visuals, and locations from the original games. While I've never played a Silent Hill game myself, I've seen enough of them to know that this captures many aspects of it well. It also has some slightly modified Doom combat with a survival horror feel, with tight resources that felt well balanced. While you won't be fighting Silent Hill enemies, you'll have to contend with lots of strange demons. There's also a ton of fantastic scripting, portals, and all sorts of GZDoom features that make the world change around you in pretty crazy ways. By the end of it, this level even strays into another popular franchise and some weirder stuff too. It'll probably take you about an hour to beat, but whether you're a Silent Hill fan, a survival horror fan, or you're just interested in this strange combination of franchises, it'll be worth your time. Of Magma and Meat is a single map for GZDoom by Doommax. I was really surprised that this is Doommax's second published map, and when I read it was a tribute to map 29 of Doom 2, The Living End, I wasn't sure what to expect. To be honest, I don't remember a lot of that level other than the opening view and the crazy 3-path choose your adventure part, but this is way more than a little upgrade. This map is huge and non-linear, and your goal is to get to the massive structure in the middle by raising platforms to get there. However, all the switches to do that are arranged around the rim of the map, and you can work your way around in different ways, with lots of differently themed areas, tight winding paths, switch raised platforms, and with a lot of impressive detail and some fun secrets. It's also pretty hard with some difficult combat on tight walkways, all while you're being harassed by mancubi firing down from the middle structure. Definitely give yourself about an hour to work your way through to see everything because it's worth it. For a sophomore effort, this is really impressive stuff. The 12 Days of Doommas is a 15-level Boom-compatible map set, and it's also a PUSS community project. While it might be a bit out of season at the moment, this project began during the Christmas season, and the final polished version has just been released on the id Games archive. If you like to celebrate Christmas in July, or you're just yearning for the month of gift giving, this will make you feel like it's December again. I always find these pretty funny to play with all those Christmas assets, many of which I've seen in other Christmas-themed WODs, but shooting Santas with a shotgun that has a big red bow on it never really gets old for me, and there's a ton of great thematic level design too. Plus, each level had to have the following: 12 barrels of fun, 11 former humans, 10 beefy barons, 9 cell charge packs, 8 hours of mapping, 7 crushing ceilings, 6 secret sectors, 5 arch files, 4 voodoo dolls, 3 doom cube thingies, 2 cyber demons, and a bone closet in a trick door. Thank you! Destructogasm is a single limit removing map for Doom 2 by Clippy Clippington. Clippy maps are usually great, spicy fun, and this is no exception. There's also often some amusing, tricky details in areas, like here with a cheese grater floor that'll have you bouncing around, a lifting spiral staircase that can put you in some awkward spots, or a tight elevator ride with some rather rude passengers. The main spiral stairs split off into their own tricky combat and ambush sections, so be ready for a hard time on ultraviolence. It's also brimming with secrets, some of which influence further encounters in interesting ways. Playing blind, I'd give yourself around 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how you can handle some of the crazy surprises in store. Pea Soup Peril is a single map for Vanilla Doom 2 by Lurks in Wonderland. Pea Soup jokingly refers to the color of that green marble that can be overused in stuff like shovelware, but it's used very tastefully here with a nice Doom 1, Episode 2 and 3 feel, but with those extra Doom 2 assets. In fact, while it's a short map, it feels incredibly polished from both a visual and gameplay design standpoint. Combat and traps can definitely get spicy on Ultraviolence, including right at the beginning, but I personally enjoyed just scraping by with my life. It's also brimming with fairly intuitive secret areas jammed into the compact structure, which I enjoyed discovering. While this might only take you around 10 minutes, I think it's worth highlighting for how polished it feels, so it's a perfect map for a quick Doom treat. Guillotine is a single limit removing map for Doom 2 by Cutman. While Cutman is an experienced mapper, they stated that this was their first time trying stuff with base Doom 2 assets outside UDMF. However, you really won't notice that because it's a stellar, fairly large and rather ruthless map with a great wood and marble heck-based aesthetic. Difficulty settings are implemented, and I would recommend some players use them because me and some others found Ultraviolence to get quite crazy at times. I'm definitely glad I saved between fights because some of the ambushes are tough, especially the way the map tends to get repopulated where you thought you were done in order to trip you up. While this doesn't delve into slaughter territory, there are definitely some big fights and rather cramped and tricky terrain. All in all though, it's tough but fair, and I came away feeling satisfied, not frustrated with the difficulty. Guillotine is also an apt name because other than actually having one in the map, this level is also going to be a quick death for many. While you might be dying quickly, give yourself 30 to 40 minutes to make your way through the whole thing though. And that's going to do it for this week's overview. As you can see, it was a pretty big week for pineapples living under the sea, but there were also some great single maps too. Of course, I can't get to everything since I'm only one person, but check out my channel for more commentated playthroughs, live streams, and edited features. And toss me a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you really loved it, throw me a sub and let me know to keep doing these. This has been Sandwedge, and I'll see you next time. 11 former humans, 10 beefy parasites, all charge packs, 8 hours Bapic. Man, that was a bad idea.